today. It's the National Football League. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
With potential whiteout conditions looming in our future, we are getting close to football at snowy Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go from Cleveland. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First play from scrimmage. Watson going to throw it. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They run with Ford. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Out of the gun, Watson working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On first down, Watson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And he's brought down. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On first down, it's Watson. Over the middle, complete to Judy. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Watson looks to throw again. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now Watson. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. Watson now to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Watson. Completes the pass to Judy on the crossing pattern. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal from the right hash. This from 33. Hopkins' kick is good, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Burrow looking to pass. This one complete to Yoshivas. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Third down and 13. Now Burrow. That was short one to Gesicki, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Watson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's caught left side by Judy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. And Watson has enough for the first down yardage as he slides to the turf. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
The handoff to Ford up the middle, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jerome Ford, a 6-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he'll get this to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Burrow. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Browns getting set to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. And again, it's Chubb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Bengals grab it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game, he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker. Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's to his tight end all. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The snow certainly making conditions difficult, and it's not likely to get better anytime soon. As we turn it right back over to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Well, the Bengal offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Right back to Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. An inside give, Brown. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, so far this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things, and they've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw is Watson. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. It'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. Watson. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The Browns send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Burrow. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, It's second down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Ford. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Watson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
For as good as Nick Chubb is in the open field, he's every bit as good when they line him up down near the goal line. He's a speed back between the 20s, but a power back down close, and he forces his way into the end zone.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years at not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Second down and a yard.
Now it's Burrow. Open man is Yoshivas. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
Burrow will throw. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Brown. He is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
This is a tough situation offensively because down 3 scores, the field goal kicker is not even going to come into play here. As an offensive play caller, though, you know you have to take chances. This is a time to get creative.
Left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll set up a throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gesicki, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it all concluded with a touchdown pass to the tight end, Mike Gesicki.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Ford. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They go up the middle with Chubb, and they'll get him down right about the 20. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57.
Try to take this home. They'll run. And he will have a Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the run to seal a victory.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.